Paul Mescal and Josh O'Connor have fire chemistry in new film, and we're sweating. The two actors are reportedly on fire as they play lovers in an upcoming movie. Paul Mescal's latest queer project is closer than one might have imagined, and we apparently have some seriously loaded chemistry to look forward to when the film is released. We love to see queer representation, especially when it's a movie centered around queer representation. This Disability Pride Month, I want to talk about dynamic disabilities. The term was created by Brianne Benz. Dynamic disability is disability that changes in severity, sometimes by day, week, or month. My support needs can change daily, which can be confusing for people. On a day when I have more energy and fewer symptoms, I can do physical therapy and a silly little dance. Other days I need a mobility aid and braces to navigate the world. People with dynamic disabilities don't owe you an explanation, and their fluctuating needs don't mean that they're faking.
Just remember the words, and it goes like this. It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is.
Being able to use my wheelchair everywhere is my largest joy. Being disabled.
Everybody stop what you're doing. I have the best news. I got a wheelchair. I can leave the house alone again. I can be safe and independent and happy and see my friends and have a life again.
I want more people to be aware of disabled joy, the freedom of getting the right mobility aid, the sense of victory and accomplishment when doing a task you thought you would never succeed at, the smug superiority of zooming ahead of your walking friends on a downhill slope, the relief of a proper diagnosis answering your questions, the peace of learning how to radically accept yourself and your body. It ain't all bad, folks. I agree. There's this common narrative I've seen able-bodied people have where getting diagnosed is this horrible thing. First of all, being disabled isn't bad. The only instances that it is bad are where you lack accommodation or experience ableism. And that's not the fault of the disability. That's the fault of the ableist system. It's not bad because it's a disability. It's bad because being disabled means you will experience ableism and a lack of accommodations. Second of all, getting an accurate diagnosis is good because it's not like you didn't have or experience that disability. When I was diagnosed with PTSD, despite how sad PTSD can be, I was ecstatic because it meant that I had an answer to all my questions. Before the diagnosis, it felt like I knew there was a target that I had to hit, but I didn't know where it was, what it looked like, or what ammo to use. With a diagnosis, I know all three. And this applies to self-diagnosis and professional diagnosis, by the way. A professional diagnosis is inaccessible to many people for many reasons, and self-diagnosis is personally and should be culturally acceptable. Getting a self-diagnosis doesn't steal resources from those with a professional diagnosis either. You can't get medicine with a self-diagnosis. The only thing you can get are accommodations and support, and most of the time, the organizations that need a doctor's note to give you accommodation will violate your accommodation the first chance they get, the moment they think you can't afford a better lawyer than the organization can afford, which is highly likely. I am so happy the world is full of gays and that they look like me, and that I am gay, and that lesbian and bi representation is blossoming in the music industry, and that we no longer have to bury our gays but we can kiss and love and champion them. Queer joy is taking over and it feels so good. IG feed full of police brutality, climate crisis, CIA undermining global socialism sees POC dancing, laughing enjoy life despite the bullshit choose joy.
Ahem, taps mic. Lesbianism is not a quota to fill. Lesbianism is not what you do. It is innate. It is who you are. A lesbian is a woman or lesbian-aligned non-binary person who is exclusively attracted to women and non-man-aligned non-binary people. You fit that. You're a lesbian. Lesbian sexuality is so profoundly beautiful and diverse and powerful. It is boundless, limitless, and abundant. It is joyous and overflowing with glory and strength. Take pride, lesbians. We are the best. On my way to sprinkle trans joy all over the country.
Dylan Mulvaney is going to be a trans history maker. She is living her life and actively changing the climate around trans people and how they are viewed. And that is why a lot of people do not like her. That's why Caitlyn Jenner doesn't like her. Because in less than a year, Dylan Mulvaney has done more for the trans community than Caitlyn Jenner has ever done in her entire life.
Forms of love coming your way that you don't even have the wisdom to crave.
Hi, my name's Alyssa. I am a disabled designer and video editor based out of Los Angeles with a deep passion for community building, specifically within disabled spaces. Throughout my childhood and teen years, all the way up into my early adulthood, to be honest, I struggled with severe feelings of alienation and isolation stemming from my chronic illnesses and autism. It stopped me from pursuing my creative passions out of fear of not complying with societal design, kept me in unhealthy, traumatizing relationships because I thought I didn't have the capacity for deep, intimate love. And then spring of 2022 happened. I got COVID for the second time, and some really scary shit went down in my life. And for a moment, I thought I was going to lose someone I loved very much, and I thought I was losing myself. But then I read this care work by Leah Lakshmi, and I finally began the lifelong process of grieving. Since then, it's like a switch was flipped. I'm not just finding my way to community, my community is finding me. These past 10 months have brought so much clarity and healing into my life, and it's something I believe really strongly that everyone deserves access to. I am a continual work in progress. There's a lot of learning and unlearning still to be done, but it's a journey I'm hoping you all will come along with me.
As an asexual, my favorite thing to do is to melt people's brains. Because a lot of people make up an ace archetype in their head, if you fall out of it, you have the potential to just destroy someone's way of thinking, and I find that fascinating. My personal favorite is telling people I'm the only asexual of my friend group and I have the highest body count. Then they have to sit there and wonder if I mean sexual partners or murders, and joke's on them because the answer is...
Lesbian joy for your Monday. It is a sunny day. I've done the laundry and have all the windows open while it dries. My girlfriend and I sip tea while she reads, and I respond to letters. The cat is batting the edge of a sheet as it blows in the breeze, hung over a chair to dry. It is quiet, and I feel I can carry all that I need to today. My girlfriend's hand fits perfectly in my own.
We are still here, and we will not forget.
But yeah, I am so done waiting to change it.
Oh, about the short film we're working on. The director would like to call. Which name should I use for you?
Well, I don't know. My dead name, I guess. As usual.
Well, don't you think it would be nice if it wasn't your dead name who gets the credit, but double?
Bubble?
The Temple of Hope and Trauma contemplate Cosmomea. It is more beautiful than elsewhere, often hidden somewhere, but it only gains value when you start believing. I might tell him today. In my brother's room putting laundry away. I wonder how it'd look. I embody that. Fits. So the other day, a castmate of mine was talking about having once been a little girl. At this point, I all but short-circuited because said castmate is a man in his mid-60s, and my brain had its little moment of trans person, and he's old. And being asked if there was a famous person he looked up to or wanted to look or be more like. And he said, again, as a little girl at this point, Santa Claus, and everyone thought he was weird for it. And this story doesn't read as well over text because you really have to see the guy. But he looks just like Santa Claus. He's got the long white hair and the beard and the belly and everything. And the amount of secondhand trans joy I experience is truly insane. I'm gonna get old. I'm gonna get old the way I want to get old. Hey everybody, you're gonna get old. We've been doing it for years. Anyway, shout out to the Santa Claus of my cast and to every older trans person. We love you so fucking much. My neurodivergent friendships are some of the most beautiful things I experienced. When you live your life feeling disconnected and alone from others, meeting people you feel connected is kind of overwhelming. I have craved close, supportive friendships since I was 9. Finally, I have them, and it's amazing, because I know that these people get me. On a fundamental level, they have experienced the same shit I have. Your people are out there, I promise. Talking with other neurodivergent people is so fun. Sometimes we start with the expected, "Hi, how are you?" But that's where it goes up. "Oh, I did this thing I really enjoyed the other day. I also did a thing I really enjoyed. Do you also like my thing?" "I do enjoy it. This is a thing I like about it." "Awesome. I like this about it. We should do the things we enjoy together sometime." "Yes. When?" And things get sorted. We convey happiness and joy so simply. No exhaustive meanings to figure out. I love that so much.
Video and share stories about Jewish joy.
I hope this one counts. One of my joys is collaborating with teachers to make sure that our Hebrew program is more accessible, inclusive, and enjoyable for all our students, and you're not going to believe what one of our kids said. One joy that I have in this job is I get to lead services for our students during Hebrew school. And at the end of services, I asked all of our students to share one thing that they either learned during Hebrew school today or during secular school. And one of the kids' answers really just makes my heart warm. One of the elementary schoolers raised his hand and said, "Rabbi Josh, I learned that the way that we are learning Hebrew is designed just for how I learn." It's just an incredible feeling. We use a program called Hebrew Through Movement, which literally encourages the kids to move as they learn the Hebrew words. And it works for many, many different kinds of learners, including this student in particular. It was just one of those moments that reminded me and our staff that we are bringing accessible Hebrew education to our wonderful students the way they need it.
What does a non-traumatized autistic person look like?
Hi, hello, it's me. I literally make content because I was tired of not seeing non-traumatized autistics. I'm very blessed. I don't say this in jest. I say this with full understanding and full gratefulness of the amount of privilege that has been given to me due to the fact that I was allowed to stay unmasked my entire life. And yes, I do not have anxiety. I did a whole video about it sometime. I'll find it and try to link it if I have the patience. But yeah, I don't have anxiety. I am, due to some circumstances in life, I sometimes get anxiety about specific circumstances in life, and I hate it so much. I don't even understand how people with generalized anxiety live. I have so much respect for you guys. That shit is crippling. But, I do not have any form of, actual anxiety about, my life or who I am or how I express myself. It's a perfect example. So, these nails, they are press-ons. These two fell out. I'm deep cleaning my house, which is why. Also, my shirt is a special interest shirt, Descendants of the Sun. If you're a K-drama fan, Come say hi. Come say hi. Anyways, yeah, I got distracted, sorry, and I don't feel like re-recording this, so the color pink is my special interest. My nails are my special interest. I cannot stand when my nails are short, hence I did press-ons. I got tired of my hair. I got braids. I have an amazing community of friends and family. I'm very, very blessed. I have a shit ton of chosen family. God is looking out for your sister. I believe in God, but I'm not religious. I don't even know how I'll ever make that video on here, but it's a long story. And I don't know. I don't have anxiety. I don't have any traumas that relate to being autistic. All my traumas have to do with things that happened in my life, which, normal. But I don't have any issues with who I am or my stimming, or I stim naturally. I make a bunch of stimming videos for that reason. I stim by singing and dancing. A lot of people are like, isn't that just singing? Isn't that just dancing? No, because if I don't sing and if I don't dance, I will be very, very unhappy. And I don't like being unhappy, so I stim. This is how I normally talk. I can go monotone when I'm really tired or when I'm just done with people. When I'm very burnt out, I become monotone. But I actually really like using emotion in my voice, and I like talking with I like smiling, I like laughing. I'm very, very physical touch, which is, I know, the opposite of most autistics, but I'm extremely, extremely physical touch. Anybody who knows me in real life will probably comment and be like, please stop touching me now. No, okay, please stop. But yeah, no, I have a bunch of friends, and I'm very, very grateful. I have a bunch of chosen family. I'm very, very grateful. I miss my friends a lot. But I see them in 6 weeks, so it's okay. And I'm home with my dad, which is really nice. But yeah, I don't know. We're doing great. Life is good.
Becoming less verbal while stressed, but also becoming less verbal when you feel safe and comfortable. We deal with both. We can be stressed and become less verbal, but for a lot of us, we don't like speaking, and when we can just be us, not have to talk, be able to stim and use nonverbal communication. It's amazing. We are like this way around close friends in our mental health team.
What you looking for? We got what you looking for. What you looking for? We got what you looking for. What you looking for?
Gabe is autistic and non-speaking. This is the first time he is seeking his favorite person, Gabby, again after several months of being apart. He was reluctant to look at her at first.
I brought waffles for you to have when we have breakfast. I brought pretzels for you if you want.
One thing I will miss while working from home is the joy I get from having a monkey in my office. This guy makes me randomly happy. I'll just rise my eyes away from my screen to take a breath and see him in front of me. I'll get a happy stim just from this stupidly sweet good boy of a printed monkey. When we moved the workplace, we chose to decorate it as we work in a childhood sector and sell wall decor. As a designer, I got to make the illustration, but also have the most heavily decorated office. The desk is also covered with a design I made. I was the only one working in this room. Nobody complained about me putting my obsessions on my wall. Monkey and cheetah print. I'm also sometimes paid to draw trains, and I love it.
Hi, I'm Ez, and this is day 2 of celebrating queer joy, and today I'm going to talk about pronouns. I'm going to be talking about the pronouns that I use, how I came to find out what they are, and how to use multiple pronouns for somebody. So since I came out as non-binary, my pronouns have changed a lot. Initially, I started as a she-they non-binary person, and now I'm he-they. I feel like it's a bit of a trial to see what makes you feel comfortable, and then see if it works for you. So I started off she-her, and then I went she-they, realised people were using she for me instead of they, which made me feel uncomfortable. So I realised that she really wasn't working for me, so then I went by they-them. And that's when I realised that I really like he pronouns. So I did all pronouns, and then people went back to she again. And now I'm very comfortable and I use he, they. So if somebody uses multiple pronouns like he, they, she, they, he, she, they, then that means that you can alternately use them. Anything else, leave them in the comments below.
My joy is immeasurable when you're in the hospital and they just so happen to be serving your safe food. My safe food is ham and cheese crepes, so not likely for me, unfortunately. If you're ever feeling sad or overwhelmed by the state of the world and or your life, 10 out of 10 recommend looking up pet sunglasses on Amazon or Temu and looking at the review pictures. More photos of vintage lesbians, queer people, but no one is white.
You want to know what's crazy? I fell in love with somebody I wasn't looking for. I was looking for peace. I was looking for myself. And then I found a best friend. I found somebody to heal with. I found him. Sometimes when we focus on the betterment of ourselves, we collide with exactly what's destined for us.
Hello. Thank you for watching my video. There aren't a lot of Blue Sky posts because there weren't a lot of Minority Joy posts on there right now. Anyway, if you like my editing or my art, be sure to check out my Fiverr, link in description.